What's up, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 6th episode of Shadow's House. This one's titled The Garden Labyrinth. So yes, I assume I guess Labyrinth is the actual name of it, maybe? Like, this is the Garden Labyrinth, or maybe they're implying that it's like a maze-like structure. Maybe this is part of a test of, well, it's going to be part of the test of the debut, because we're currently in the middle of the debut, so I assume it's got to have some ways linked to it. I don't know if it's going to be a case of trying to find your Shadow Master, maybe, for the Living Dolls. I don't know. But this debut is very weird. It's not what I was expecting. But I guess when thinking about it, this actually does serve as a good way of doing it, because you put them in a social situation where they have to show proper etiquette and proper standards as expected of a living doll and their master. And they're being graded and moved up and down without being told why they're being moved up and down on the board for their actions. Which is honestly quite clever, because it means they have to think about it themselves. If they can't work it out, then they're probably worthless as a shadow anyway, or as a living doll, whatever. We're not doing so well, Emilico and Kate, so far. It's been a bit of a rough start, because Emilico, well, she's flustered, first of all, and therefore she's making mistakes that normally she wouldn't, and she's not quite herself. She's not acting the way that Kate is trying to embody some of Emilico's traits in order to get them more in sync, because that's the name of the game. They've got to be in sync. They are the face to the shadow, therefore the shadow's in control. The face is just there to represent the shadow's demeanor, attitude, things like that, as we saw with Mia and Sarah. We saw how theirs was literal. Sarah and Mia were perfectly in sync with their movements. Interesting, they don't expect lip syncing. I guess that would be almost impossible to be expected from a doll to completely mimic speech like that. So just having facial expressions and physical movements is probably enough. It's also honestly a little creepier when they don't move their mouth, like a doll, I suppose. Like a doll doesn't move their mouth when they're looking at you, so it honestly works out quite well. But we do have our 5 main characters and their dolls finally in the show. So this hand is the dolls, this hand is the shadows. We have Emilico, Kate, Sean John, Lou Louise, Ricky Patrick, Rum Shirley. I got those the right way around, didn't I? Yes, I got them the right way around. I'm assuming all 5 of them will pass the debut, considering the ED and OP features them very prominently. I was kind of surprised we didn't add like a 6th one in there just to kind of show... Well, they might kill one off, because I'm kind of curious what happens to the failed shadows and failed living dolls, because they say they discarded both. I'm curious to see if the show would be willing to show any information of that, or just leave that as like, oh yeah, you will be discarded as a threat, not knowing exactly what would transpire, and if one of them did end up being discarded, how ominous and how creepy they would end up showing it to us as an audience. I'm quite interested to see how they would actually pull that off. But at this rate, I don't think it's likely. I think we're all going to pass the debut, if I'm honest, because otherwise it'd be a waste of characters, right? Yeah, it'd just be a waste of the characters. They seem too important to just be dismissed like that. And since we've only got these 5, there's not really anyone else to be a sacrificial lamb, you know? But yeah. Garden Labyrinth now. I really don't know where this is going, but we have Edward, who is leading this, a special doll from Grandfather's Wing. Yeah, the show is... It's calmed down a bit. It wasn't exactly high octane at any point, but like, it's settled into its rhythm. I'm used to the setting now. I'm used to the idea of the show that I think it needs to kick it up a little bit at some point in the next couple of episodes to like really add like a bit of like, hang on, what was that all about? Because we're starting to get a bit like used to the creepiness of the show, if you know what I mean. And like that aspect of the show is kind of starting to calm. So I'm expecting there to be a little kick in that direction next couple of episodes. Maybe after the debut, as we start getting into the case of, well, now that we've debuted, what happens to us now? But yeah, I'm excited to go into this episode. Apologies this didn't come out yesterday. I just couldn't get around to it. Basically, as you may have noticed, I had two very prominent spots on my face recently. One of them started bleeding and wouldn't stop. So, yeah, I can't exactly record a video with blood trailing down my face, can I? So, had to take care of that. And that, it was like, I think it was like 8 a.m. before it stopped, and I had been awake since 3 p.m. the previous day, so I was tired as hell, and I was like, this'll have to wait, I guess. But yeah, let's get into the episode. So as per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows Log Horizon Season 2, World Trigger, and Sympho Gear G. We also have movie reactions with Kiki's Delivery Service coming out on 22nd of May, on the Saturday, straight after Spider, and that will be our monthly movie. And then next month, obviously, beginning of the month, you can vote on which movie you want me to watch that month as well. But here on YouTube, we do time-based, so bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Play side episode, I side episode, and we should be in sync. Watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Aniplex and Funimation logos to start, so about 12 seconds of logos, give or take. I'll call them out as they go past, but you also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with the Funimation player actually set to 1080p, for some reason it doesn't default to that, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. How can we fulfill that role when we're separated from them? Well, they're trying to work it out now. Yes. After their masters said... We are the dolls. This music, though, Jesus. That was a creepy little intro scene. Some of the short choices. Happy time. Oh, I did mention it in the preview as well, but last episode had a couple of translation errors in it, which were actually quite important. One was glaringly obvious, that I don't know how the translators didn't notice it, but... Well, I guess it depends on the question of, do the translators see the actual anime itself, or are they just looking at lines of text? Because if they're just looking at lines of text, how are they meant to know how off they are, I suppose? But one of them had actually important story implications, because me and Sarah have debuted already, but that subtitle said they hadn't, which is clearly not true. The other one was, like, one said laugh, and it was actually be dignified, which is quite a difference. But anyway. Hopefully no more of that in this. Alright, here we go. What the shadows currently doing? They're really getting creepy with it now, okay. I know I said I wanted more creepiness, but this is not how I envisioned it. I mean, yes. Absolutely had no idea. Uh, that's harsh. Oh, these piece things. I mean, these are featured in the ED somewhat prominently. The hell's the deal with this? Fifth? Oh, interesting. Interesting tradition. Hmm. So much. Of course, you don't have to eat. You can just crush them until you get a stone. Yeah, here they all come. Yep, not doing so well. Hmm. Creepy again with the door. Oh wow, it looks like a key as well. That's fucking cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay. That's true. Into the Garden Labyrinth. Seems like this is all part of the test. It's a timer. Why? Hmm. Hmm. You want? I mean, yeah, his plan is to fail them, right? Must exit the garden, obviously with them, yeah. So we're in the labyrinth, the garden labyrinth. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a test. No harm must come to their face, yeah. Oh, that was a nice transition. Mm-hmm. May prove useful, we'll see. Alright. Mm-hmm. No damage must come to their face. Remember that. There we go. We're picking at different things anyway. What do we go for? Well, Rum has to. Yeah. Okay. Who's to say how long it's going to be day 4? And your master's clothes must not get dirty either. It's going to be the bread, isn't it? It's going to be the bread. It's always going to be the bread. Yeah. It's not for us. Oh, but no. What's it going to be? Huh? Huh? $2, okay. Okay. Carl's pretty clever. I mean, if your masters can't get oh, I love that it's going the reverse way. It's just a nice little touch about the cert. But yeah, she needs to get her back without clothes getting dirty. If you can be enclosed, nothing can get them dirty. Hmm. 3 dashes. That is writing. Hmm. Okay. Oh boy. That's a... Okay. It's a trap. We've got 2 hours though. Do we have time to be like this? Like, it's important, but still. Whilst with this creepy observing shit that's going on right now, I... Hmm. Hmm. Holy shit. Going through... Yeah. So there wasn't. Yeah, good luck. Yeah? You're not. We only saw one of the dots and it had 3 dashes underneath it. No harm must come to a face, don't forget. The hell is this? Feels like we're about to start some Indiana Jones shit. Quite the incline. Oh boy. Oh boy. No harm must come to a face. No harm must come to a face. Okay. We're good. Wants to help though. Nice. Suddenly it's very difficult to push with 2 of them, except when it was with 1 of them. Okay. I'll just assume the incline's getting steeper. It did look like it was. Now it's plateauing, but... Jesus! All 5 of us are accounted for, though. Well then. Those are very dirty clothes. That's a problem. Oh, there's a soot trail. That could be Kate. I think in the last episode, they all had like different ways that the soot would come off them. I don't think they were all exactly the same as Kate with just like a trail. So yeah, they figured out the dots now as well. What's with this? This seems suspicious. Why do I feel like the door's about to close? Okay, they didn't. They're trapped in cages, alright. Right. Wow, okay. King? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. It's a point. Fuck you, show. uh, no immediate repercussions. That's also nice to confirm, yes. Mm-hmm. Someone's absolutely watching. Yep. Wow, okay. Mm-hmm. It's the first time we've really seen someone's, like, mouth moving with that. Because normally it's from this angle where you don't see any, like, lip flaps or anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why targeting... Yes. That's it? Wow. Okay. I guess we're still going with it then. God, I love the CD so much. There's the key. Pretty clever use of bringing the key involved. Just wondering if there's any more hints from the CD we can take. Not really. Those, like, things were, like, the only real clue we had. Alright. Next time out. An incomplete... Oh, boy. Incomplete map, huh? Well, we know it's incomplete because we saw the trap to fall down into. But am I right in thinking that Sean and what's his face, John, might be in a bit of trouble here if they don't have a way of cleaning off? Because wasn't part of the thing like, hang on, where was it again? Let's see. Must protect your masters. No harm must come to a living doll's faith while in the labyrinth. Yes. A shadow's attire must not get dirty. Well, they've already failed. He's already failed by that. Right? A shadow's attire must not get dirty. Now, is it a case of when they exit, they must not be seen dirty, or just can't be dirty full stop? Because if it's dirty full stop, then they've already failed. Unless that's another translation error, but I don't know. But that must knock Sean down a bit. Like, or John, I should say. John and Sean. Like, they should be knocked down for that now, right? Although they did say his use of so was quite marvelous in its own way. Yeah, they did up the creepiness as well, I will say. Like, they definitely upped the creepiness with this one, since they had the being spied on aspect of it. That was creepy as shit. I'm assuming it's like the birds are probably keeping an eye on this, as well as the fact that they've got the things on the map observing. So why is Edward so against Kate? What's the problem with Kate? Unless it's dependent on... Maybe she just showed great promise early on, and he's like, well, he needs to get rid of her because she's like the one actual like competitor to his own ambitions with Lord Grandfather. I don't know. There's still a lot to be explored when it comes to the actual motivations and why these things are happening. And I feel like that's definitely a season 2 premise as well. I don't know how much you can necessarily cover in just one season when it comes to the stuff like that, but yeah, interesting episode. I'm not quite sure what to think of it yet. I don't quite know where they're going with this whole debut thing. I'm going to assume they all pass the debut somehow, because they are the 5 mains, as it were, but not 10 mains, I guess, technically in this case. Yeah, I don't quite know where they go with this, but I feel like Emilico and Rum kind of need to get a move on, because I feel like they're taking this a bit too easygoing. Although they are making their way to one of the dots, so I guess they'll see one of the shadows at least, if it's not where John was when he exploded out, but guess we'll see. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments for the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 line we provided on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.